Hey everyone, and welcome back to Artist Corner, where we feature some of the best artists in the fandom. Today, I'm going to be showcasing an artist that has appeared many times on FurMedia's submission art shows. So let's get started. Today, it's obviously Priestess Shizuka. It's right there in front of you, so it's really hard to not miss that. We're going to go ahead and get started. But before... please rate that burp, by the way. It was weak, but I want a rating on it. Before we get started, like a reminder for all of Artist Corner showcases, everything that is displayed on this screen, so as far as information goes, like links, will be included on the bottom where it says information. You just click on that below YouTube and it'll just list like it always does. And you just can click on those. Also, when you go to this artist, make sure that you leave her a comment. You know, watch her, give her a shout out, look at some of her artwork, make a comment, you know, favorite, whatever it is that you want to do, but let her know that you're there, because believe it or not, just the smallest thing really makes the biggest impact. So first off, I want to go ahead and cover one particular thing that I don't see a lot of artists do, and it's great that she has decided to say this. I use female pronouns and would strongly prefer not, and that is underlined, to be called they or their, and then in parentheses, but don't worry, I'm very forgiving if you've done this in the past. Now, I know that we've done it in the past, but we do it for a reason, because we don't want to offend any artists out there, especially if they don't declare that they are female, male, transgender, or whatever you choose that your gender may be. Sexuality doesn't really matter here, it's more or less gender, so we want to make sure that we're using the right pronouns. So for our protection, we usually use they or their. Now, I may say they or their in this video, and it's by habit. I'm not doing it on purpose, but I will do the best that I can to refer to her as a her and a female and a woman and so forth. So Priestess Shizuka, I am so sorry if I do refer to you as they or their. I'm trying not to let it slip. I'm going to do my best here. All right, so they do have quite a good setup as far as information goes. She has an about me, a frequently asked questions, which is great because a lot of artists don't do that. She has a specific list of open commissions and trades, artists and writers and adoptables that she recommends that you go to, which is also really good. FurMedia doesn't have that yet, but we kind of do it in a different way. It's like through either Artist Corner or Art Submissions, or you could just ask us and we'll tell you who we think is the best. Depending on the price and all that jazz. She has commission information, prices, and examples. Now, I think her commissions are closed, but you can always get up-to-date information as to when her commissions will be open, and those can be found on Facebook and Twitter. Most likely, those will be updated first because they're instant information, and most people will flock to that. Either you have a Facebook, or you have a Twitter, or you have both. And then FurAffinity is going to be solid information that will always be there, but it may not be updated right away. So make sure you follow the social links, that way you can get up to date on artist information. And then she has commission trades and request queue as well. Then it kind of goes into more descriptions that it's not really relative to today's Artist Corner. She says that requests are always closed, art trades are closed, I'll usually be the one to initiate a trade, and commissions are closed, check the latest journal. Now you can also check, like I said, social networks. That's what she says that is the best way to figure out when her commissions are open, which is great. Main characters, all that kind of jazz, and then conventions and events they're going to be attending, which is fantastic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click on her commissions list. Now, what's interesting is if you were to click on this particular photo, I would recommend not doing that because she says it's outdated. Now it's artwork, so she doesn't want to probably remove that. She's probably keeping there as a reference picture. Most artists will just keep this blank, and I think that's lame. So I like the fact that she leaves that picture there. But for commissions and infos and prices and examples, you click on this link right here, and it'll take you to her website. And then that information will be available here. So all you gotta do is kind of just scroll down, take a look at all these different things. For flat colored art sketch, it's $25 USD. So USD is American currency. And then of course, if you don't know what the currency rate is, you can always just use a transition or a converter online. They're usually, like, Google will usually do it for you. And then she gives really good examples. Flat colored is USD $40. You can do a shaded $60, so that's more definition. You can do shaded and simple backgrounds for $80. I'm assuming BG is a background, but it could be wrong on that particular wording. And I'm going to see real quick if the BG is explained, and I don't think it is, so I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. Shaded complex BG is 100 USD. And she just keeps going and going and going. Reference sheets are customizable USD. So a reference sheet can go anywhere. I'd say that roughly that reference sheets can go anywhere from $20 to several $100s, depending on the artist and their level of skill, and then of course the quality that you want. So this is something that you would have to talk to her about, and then you and Shizuka would just negotiate a fair price. And then I'm assuming that's just how that goes. And then it continues. Oh, that's it. And then that's about it. For additional information for the reference sheet, she has listed other things that you can do that is an add-on. So that's pretty cool that they have that listed. So that's neat. Now, before I actually showcase 2 art pieces that I've picked out, I do want to point out something that's really neat. FurAffinity has added this feature. They added it, I think, about 6 months ago, but not everyone has caught on to the concept yet. Or they more or less might have already had it, but no one really used it. Except for she is using it right now. She has split up her folders into 3 main folders, and then within those main folders, subfolders, which is really neato. So you have the main gallery, and then you have the subfolder of scraps. You have art for others. So she has listed those as like commissions, gift requests, auctions, art trades, raffle, contest prizes, and contest entries. Now, I decided not to go into the gifts and requests or art trades. Specifically art trades. I like some of the artwork that was in there, but then that means I would be doing a double feature, and that's more information, and I'm also on a time crunch, so I can't really do that. But I might think about doing that later. And then she has also listed personal artwork, and that's in a different folder. And then the subfolders are etc., original characters, fursuiting, reference sheets, and holy crap, I hope I don't mispronounce this because I did not practice this word before recording. Kitsune Miko manga. So I hope I pronounced that right. So you can click on those and they'll take you to their like respective folders, which is really great because this way I don't have to go through the art gallery and trying to find things. I can just go to these right here and then click on what I need to see, which is fantastic, might I add. All right, so going into the first art piece right here, I wanted to showcase the reference sheet. That was something specific that I want to go for because there's a lot of people out there that are either updating their ref sheets or they may want to get a new ref sheet. I need to get a new ref sheet for space because I finally have just picked one species. I used to have a hybrid, but now I've decided that he's just going to be full-on polar bear with a couple of aspects from different animals, but I'm not classifying it as a hybrid. I used to, but I love hybrids in general. Besides the point, I wanted to show what their reference style is like. Now, it's really cool that they have, it looks like almost like a Greek border around here, but it also looks aquatic and mystical. So this ref sheet includes 2 poses. So you have the front and then you have the back, so you can see that. Some artists like to do the little X over the tail, so that way you can showcase a little bit more of the body itself, but sometimes I don't really like that because I like to see a full aspect of what the actual persona and the character looks like. She's also included 3 different facial poses, which is great, especially for other artists who might need to see that to see how the face would react in a different pose, which is great. They've also included personalities and likes. I really do love when artists do this because it adds just another level of awesome to your reference sheet and your character. Now, I didn't have a really good word for that, so that's why I chose awesome. So the personality of this particular ref sheet, with the character's name or the persona's name is Bamboo, and they're a Saber cat, and it's a fantasy cat. So the personalities are like introverted, compassionate, motherly, creative, and passionate. Wait, did I already say that? No, compassionate and passionate. And then we have likes, which is Pokemon, Oreos, which is great. I love the fact that you put Oreos. I love Oreos. Cosplaying video games, and then superheroes. Another great thing too is on the right hand side, they also have listed all the colors that are on this particular fursona. And what's cool about that is if I were to go in here and edit this, all I'd have to do is take my little paint dropper and then click on this color, and it would automatically have that color, which is just great. I never really understood this at the beginning when I first joined the fandom, but now I find it as one of the best tools on a reference sheet. And everything's great. You have good actual details of the character. It's sharp, it's perfect, it looks good. Everything is perfect on here. And they've also included a height and age status there too, which is great because some artists like to draw in specific age ranges. And then of course, if you're using reference from height against a building, this would be a really good example to have that available for the artists themselves. So really good job here. If you want to get a ref sheet, I definitely recommend getting it from her. Not Bamboo, but from Priestess Shizuka. And the last one that I was going to feature today is a really cool one that caught my eye. Now, if she sees the top of this, I know she's going to be really excited. But I find that circles in the fandom are kind of like a rare thing to see these days. And they're just super cool when you see them in fursuit because every single one is different. But I saw that she got really excited that she got to draw this, and I got excited because of how it looks and because it reminded me of a specific art style in a movie. And so I'm going to kind of zoom out on this so you can see it just a little bit better. We're calling this one This Calming Forest. Now, I love the way this looks, and for the reason it reminds me of a well-conducted Hayao Miyazaki film. And so if you are a fan of those particular series like My Neighbor Totoro or Spirited Away or Kiki's Delivery Service, you'll know that sometimes if you were to do a freeze frame shot, you'll have that blurred background, and then of course on the front you'll have a more prominent look of the character, but it still looks like it's in the shot. Like it doesn't look like it's just, drawn and colored. This one has shading, it has outlines, it has color, and the way that it's done, it makes it look like she was actually doing a movie, like a cartoon movie. And I love art like this. There's two reasons why I like Hayao Miyazaki. One, because the soundtrack always puts you in the mood and the right state of mind for the movie, and you feel like you're there. And I like it too because of the art style of it. They just do such a great art style with their movies. So it's really hard to not fall in love with it. And I see the same style of quality here, where I kind of just want to delve into it. And I kind of want to listen to like a forest background music as I look at this picture, because that is the kind of level I am at with this. I can't just look at all pictures and say, oh man, this is great. No, I can look at this and say, wow, I feel like I am actually there, and this is great. And it looks like this circle is proud, and he's kind of just looking up into the forest kind of light, and either he's thinking or she's thinking, because I don't know in this case. I probably should look down and see if it's a he or she. I cannot tell. Oh well. So we will just refer to it as this circle. Looks like they are kind of like lost in thought. Perhaps they're receiving inspiration, who knows. But I really just love the way this is laid out. Now, this is the level of art you can expect from Priestess Shizuka, and we highly recommend that you take a look at their artwork and commission them when commissions are available. She's very talented. She's a lot of good options for artwork. She does angel dragons, which is great for that particular demographic and audience, but she's also open-minded and well-rounded, which means she can do other types of artwork too, not just angel dragons, which is great for some artists that can branch out than just one particular audience itself. So Thank you everyone for watching this particular episode of Artist Corner. Let us know what you think of this, and if you're an artist out there and you'd like to have your art featured, plus also have some more traffic and possibly get commissions, let us know. I'd be more than happy to help you out and to take a look at your artwork and see what we can do to get that onto our YouTube channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and you guys have a great day.